This Marina Life with MDL Marinas.
Hello and welcome to This Marina Life from MDL Marinas with me, Ceri Hurford-Jones. For this episode, I'm talking to one of MDL's tenants, Pure Latitude Boat Club, who've been based at their Port Hamble Marina for over 15 years. I hope this episode will provide you with some alternative ideas to boat ownership and show not only how it can be affordable, but also an enjoyable way of getting afloat. This episode will also show you how MDL work with their tenants to enable you to enjoy more time out on the water, trouble-free. So without further ado, let's meet my guest today, Ian Bartlett. Ian, thank you so very much indeed for joining us for today's podcast.
Hello, Ceri. Yeah, well, look, thank you for having me.
We've got to start with you. How long have you been at Pure Latitude and what do you actually do there?
Yeah, not an uncommon question. I've been with Pure Latitude for just over 9 years, and yeah, I take responsibility for sales and marketing is my primary area, but I'm also fairly heavily involved in numerous different parts of the business, including looking after our customers.
And we need to know, of course, Pure Latitude. What is it? What do you do? And give me a quick potted resume, if you will, of the business.
Yeah, Pure Latitude Boat Club. We offer a fleet of sail and power boats across different locations for our members to enjoy as if they were their own. We're a more flexible alternative to owning a boat. We would say we offer higher standards and better availability and more flexible training options than some of the charter stuff out there. So essentially, if you're looking to sail more, sail regularly, Pure Latitude is a very hassle-free way to go about it.
And this is a well-established company, isn't it? You've been around for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're the original UK boat club. We've been running for over 15 years. Our sharing model has evolved in that time, improved, it's been refined. We're confident we have a very good model that delivers what our customers are looking for, which is essentially great condition boats available when they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got to get and need to explain, of course, the MDL connection here. What is that connection to MDL Marinas?
Our home base, our office headquarters are here in Port Hamble Marina, which is obviously an MDL marina. So we're a tenant. Our office is an MDL office. And we also have quite a few berths with MDL. So about 15 here in Port Hamble. And we also have a river cruiser on the Thames at Windsor, as well as some other bases that aren't with MDL.
And this is the beauty of this kind of bipartisan relationship, is that you're there, you've got your boats in a nice, safe, easy access marina. From a customer point of view, that's got to tick a lot of boxes, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a key piece. You know, we would say Port Hamble is pretty much the premier marina in the country. And yeah, our customers love, easy access to the Solent, great car parking, wonderful berth holder facilities, and all short walk into Hamble Village.
So let's talk a little bit more detail then about Pure Latitude and about how boat club membership actually works and kind of what are the typical benefits for members.
The key benefit is having access to a whole fleet of sail and power boats. You're not tied to one specific boat. We'd argue that's more flexible than buying one. Perhaps if you're just sailing with, the other half or one other person, you might just want a small boat to take for a day or a couple of days. But perhaps if you've got the whole family coming, you want a bigger boat. Or in the summer, when there's no wind, you might want to take a power boat. So that is at the core of the Pure Latitude proposition, the flexibility to use different boats. Of course, in reality, not many of our customers are using all of our different boats. There'll be a part of the fleet that suits them best and they particularly enjoy. And probably most of our customers enjoy having access to, and using regularly 3 or 4 different boats.
So what are the different sort of size, what are the different types of boats that you have available? Let's talk about some of the sailboats first of all. We're talking now about the actual size of the boat and accommodation.
Essentially, on the sailing side of our fleet, our boats are all in the 30 to 40 foot zone. The sort of the mid 30 is particularly popular size for our customer and ideal for, a few days out and about in and around the Solent and beyond. So we have a whole range of different brands. Hansa are a key part of our fleet, but we also have Beneteau, Dufour, Geno. We have an X-Yacht. So all, well-known international brands, well-maintained boats. Actually, for quite a few people that join us, who are perhaps on a pathway to boat ownership, boat club membership can be a really nice way, not just to sell different boats, but actually try out those different brands and manufacturers to understand the qualities that they like and suit them best.
Yeah, it's a really good point, because let's face it, we all get a bit wowed, don't we, at the boat show? Oh, that looks fantastic, and that's even better, and the layout's great. But you need to get out there and get your feet wet in the boat and really, really get to know it and understand it. And actually, as you say, really make sure it's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to try a few different boats, as you say, for real, out on the water can really help inform that purchase decision. Sometimes it's, as you say, it's easy to get wowed at the boat show, but sometimes it's those little details, isn't it, that make something work for you. Do you have top and bottom access to the fridge? What's the storage like? How is the shower arrangement set up? Using all those things for real really helps inform.
Yeah, got to make sure you've got easy access to the beer at the end of a long day.
Exactly. You don't want to be unloading the dinner out the top when the beers are at the bottom. So, these are key component of yachting, fridge, isn't it?
These are very, very definitely key components. So, the manufacturers must love businesses like yours, where you have such a great relationship with them that you're actually bringing some of their new brands and new models into the market in a quite a quick and effective way for them as well.
Yes, essentially we're customers, so we're buying boats from the manufacturers, promoting their brands, and it's an easy way for actually some of their prospects to dip their toe in the water, try some of the boats for real before they buy them. Actually, one of the most common reasons that our members move on from being part of Pure Latitude is because they decide to go and buy a boat. Often buying models that we have in our fleet they've enjoyed and they've realised are right for them.
How much does membership actually then cost? There's obviously terms and conditions involved in this whole thing. Just talk me through in fairly simple layman's terms how the actual structure of this works, please, Ian.
The high level picture is our customers buy an annual membership. It's a 12-month contract. And our standard membership plan costs $7,500 annually. That would typically provide around 15 to 20 days a year on the water, which we would say is about what most private boat owners do. So essentially you're getting a year's boating for less than the cost of an annual mooring. Sitting behind that high level presentation, we at Pure Latitude, we actually run a point system, and it's that point system which drives the flexibility to use different boats and bases. So depending on the exact boats you use and when you use them in the year, there's a different points rate per booking. That's the smart bit of our algorithm. Our online booking platform takes care of all of that. What we know is, and we've been doing this a long time, is that our standard plan, $7,500 annually, typically provides our customers with 15 to 20 days boating per year.
And that's, as you say, that ticks a lot of boxes for a lot of people. And then I presume there are things then extras on top of that?
Outside of that, most of the costs are optional. For example, we're an RYA training centre. We run a wide range of different training options. So if you want to hire an RYA instructor to join you on board with you and your crew for private tuition, you would pay for the instructor on top. On the power side of the fleet, of course, our customers do pay for the fuel on the boats. And on all the boats, there is also an hourly engine charge. So just while the engine is running, there is a charge levied on that.
Well, the encouragement there then on the sailboat fleet is to sail as much as you possibly can then, Ian.
Exactly. If you're on a sailing boat, you should have the sails up. And yeah, we've found over the years just that engine charge. It's the fairest way to do it. It just means people who use the engines a bit more pay a little bit more.
Any electric boats on the fleet yet?
Not yet, not yet. We've been looking at that one, but right now we haven't quite made it work. Part of that's cost, part of that's range, but it's something we continue to look at.
So who's responsible then for sort of cleaning and maintaining the boats then, Ian? That's quite an important part when you come back in after your weeks or your 2-week holiday and you come back into port. How does it all work?
And that's one of the big benefits of club membership, is that you're not responsible for the maintenance of the boats. That lies with us. Nearly all of our boats are new or very new. They really are in excellent condition. But, essentially it's our job to maintain them that way. Of course, however well maintained a boat is, if you've used a boat a few times, you'll know things can go wrong. And assuming that's a maintenance issue, that lies with us. We have the boats professionally deep cleaned at least once a month to get in under and really maintain a very high level of cleanliness. But part of the membership and part of the customer responsibility that comes with using these high value assets is to make sure they leave them in good condition at the end of the bookings. As you would with your own boat, wash the decks, clean up down below and just leave it in nice state for the next user.
I think that's really boat ownership, isn't it? Full stop. You maintain, look after the asset, and I think there's also a certain pride in that as well, that you want to leave it in as best condition as you can, given time constraints, etc.
Yeah, exactly. For us, that's part of boating, to leave the boat in good condition, the boat that's just looked after you. We also kind of find this is really quite different from charter. It is a members club, and our customers will be down here using boats and back again in a couple of weeks' time, probably using the same or similar boats again. So they do have that sort of duty of care and that feel of being part of something. We find the boats are left in very good condition.
You've referenced it quite a few times now about the fact it's a club. It's not a charter. It's a deeper relationship than that. And are there other club memberships? Is there a club WhatsApp group? Is there a social side to it? How does that sort of club element fit into the whole strategy for Pure Latitude?
Martin Gray, who founded Pure Latitude and still owns the business now, his initial concept when he started out with it back in 2008 was just, an alternative to ownership, sharing a fleet of boats. But fairly quickly, and indeed over the years, we've realised we're bringing together a community of boaters to share this fleet of boats. And there's a whole bunch of stuff we do that helps promote that community, build that social network. A key one actually is our event programme. So alongside our customers just being able to book a boat and use it for, as they would their own, we run over 100 event days a year where you're going sailing with a professional skipper and other club members. It's essentially shared boating. We do a range of different adventure trips to the Channel Islands, to the Scilly Isles. We go racing on our X37, Fastnet Cows Week, jog racing. We also do a huge number of shared training days where it's an opportunity for customers to, a very popular one is to improve the marina boat handling.
Yeah, we could all do that one, Ian.
Yeah, it does nobody any harm. Maybe particularly after the winter, it's great for people just to come down in early spring and just do a focused day of boat handling just to get the skills back up. So we do a huge amount of training, sail trim, safety, all sorts of different stuff is part of that event programme, and also just sort of simple social sails, sociable days on the water with other club members. So through that event programme, where you're just booking individual places, it's a really nice way to meet other members, become part of the community, and often we then see customers that have met through that go off and do their own boating together, organising different trips.
One question I didn't ask, and I should have asked really, about the cost of running a boat and you're paying your membership for, is insurance covered by the club for the boat that you have?
Yes, it is. So yeah, insurance is included in that main membership fee. I guess the one proviso there, a bit like when you hire a car, is you are responsible for our insurance excess, which is $2,500 on any big incident, but the liability is capped there.
Yeah. It's important. These are big assets. There's a lot of money tied up in every single boat that Pure Latitude have got in their stable.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, we see it as a positive that our customers have a vested interest in making sure that the boat is well looked after during the booking. But of course, I keep making that charter comparison. But the other thing we often see is because our customers know our boats and use our boats on a regular basis, they have greater operational familiarity. They have a greater set of skills on board. And we find in general that leads to just less incidents than perhaps if you're just using a boat on an ad hoc basis.
A couple of final questions from me then. Is somebody joining Pure Latitude, the club, for the first time? What experience would you expect them to have? What training would you expect to have for them to have behind them, or to get sort of sorted, if you like, before they can actually step out on the boat?
Yeah, so of course we have a competence process that's been built out of years of doing this. It has to be tailored to the previous experience of that customer. We have experienced ex-boat owners who have done years and years of sailing coming to us. Meanwhile, we also have relative novices or newly qualified day skippers coming to us. So we always tailor that competence process. Essentially, we're looking for a customer, vary slightly, of course, across different power and sailboats, but essentially we're looking for a customer to have day skipper skills and knowledge and a bit of experience on top of that. That if they've got that, and have sailed in the UK to do their day skipper and that bit of experience, then essentially we'd expect them to be ready to go. They would come down for an assessment, which is not a tick list and clipboard. It's a day with one of our instructors to understand how the boat works and to make sure we're happy with them and that they're happy with how the boat works. But importantly, because we're in our way training centre and we do a lot of bespoke tuition as well, many of our customers will join us in a place where they feel and they know themselves that they just need a little bit of support and extra training as they get started to feel really comfortable using the boats, because ultimately it's that confidence using the boats that makes it enjoyable.
And let's face it, a lot of people will be bringing their families with them, and you want to give the youngsters a good experience as well, because they're Pure Latitude's future customers on board.
Yeah, exactly. We want to see our customers down here enjoying the boats, having great days on the water and not being stressed because maybe it's slightly out of their skill set. And that's part of what our competence process is there to ensure that they're happy with the boat, we're happy with them taking the boat, and it all runs smoothly.
What about some of the popular destinations or routes that members often explore? You've talked there about the club days that you organise. What about the actual customers themselves? Where do your boats end up?
I mean, for insurance purposes, our customers can essentially take the boats wherever they like, as long as the planned passage is in line with their experience. Most common customer booking we see is anything between 1 and 3 days. There's quite a lot of flexibility in the length of period they can take the boat for. So, most commonly our customers are exploring the Solent, the South Coast, down to Poole and along the Jurassic Coast. We often see our customers going across channels, either to France or the Channel Islands. They can do all of that. We also have a sailing boat in Plymouth. So generally, if our customers want to sail in the West Country, we would normally see them booking the boat that we have in Plymouth, and they would drive down there and sail from there. But so yeah, look, it's a great way with our bases to explore the South Coast and across the Channel.
We talked earlier about where you're based and your relationship with MDL. It obviously ticks a lot of boxes. You like being part of the MDL family of tenants. It suits you very well. It suits Pure Latitude very well.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we've been based here in Port Hamble from the start. Fantastic location with such easy access to the Solent, but also the marina itself with the facilities and proximity to Hamble. And yeah, the range of different benefits and initiatives that MDL run just help enrich the experience for our customers.
As always, a huge thank you to all my guests for giving up their time, and I hope you found the information they provided both useful and informative. For more information on those featured in this episode, just follow the links on the show notes. And don't forget to visit MDL's website to book a berth, a lift out, or any guidance you may need for your boat. Please do let me know your own thoughts on the areas we've talked about today, and hope you'll join me again soon for This Marina Life with MDL Marinas, the perfect berth for you and your boat.